The final trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is beautiful. Well, maybe except for Ed Sheeran blasting in the background, but the game itself looks fantastic. The improvements trailer by trailer have been incremental but noticeable in each of them, and this one is no different. Though honestly, it might be the biggest improvement so far. For the most part, it doesn't seem to be laggy anymore, and the graphics are a lot more crisp. It could just be that they recorded in higher bitrate, but I think that the graphics of the games themselves have been improved. To prove it, first let's look at Quaxly, as it's easy to compare them all together. And Quaxly's in all the trailers. Alright, so this is the second trailer, the third trailer, and the final trailer. I want you to notice specifically the lighting, shading, and texture changes of Quaxly. The background does change in these two, but it's a different background here, so not really great to compare. But of Quaxly, you can see it's kind of more bloom, like more washed out lighting here in the second trailer. Then they tone it down a bit, maybe a bit too much, where he looks a little bit like clay. And then in the third trailer, or in the final trailer rather, it looks great. The texture on the hat is more detailed, and his body looks more like it's feathered rather than just kind of clay here and like way too bright and washed out and bloomy here. And honestly, it's good. The color of the hat is more similar to the second trailer, which I liked, and I think they liked it too, so they fixed it. So, and the player character here also looks a lot better than she did in the second and third trailer. Alright, so rather than the player character, let's look at Nemona here. This is the second trailer and the most recent trailer. You can see her skin is kind of a flatter, just all one color sort of thing. Not quite, but you know. And I also want you to look at the hair. The hair here just looks like it's... I mean, it doesn't even look like it's attached to her head, honestly. And it's really flat. But if you look here, it still almost looks not attached to her head, but it looks better. And it looks less flat here. And her skin it looks more vibrant and like full of life. I don't know how to explain, but this looks really flat. This looks a lot better. And here's what I mean by looking like clay. Well, it's not good. It's all one color. Even the shadows aren't that great. The shadows here are okay, but his face is like flat. There's just a little bit of shadows, and his hair looks, well, there's no texture. It's just the shape of his hair. There's no texturing here. This guy's hat, I don't know the character's name to be honest, but the hat looks like clay. It actually looks terrible, but yeah. The pants look like clay. It's just not good. Oh yeah, this is from Zach Scott Games. So we have Nemona and Hop in the same pose, basically, just a little bit different angle. The difference is obvious and massive. We've got hair texture, no hair texture. We've got eyes, better eyes. Clothing with texture, clothing with no texture. Look at this freaking bag strap. Actual texture. Yeah. The skin, I mean, the outlines are a little bit, that's just an art style choice, but yeah. Clay versus actual skin texture. Look at that. I mean, there's not much more to say. They've improved greatly. So I've somehow managed to capture these both on the same frame, but this is Jump Into Paldean Journey trailer, and this is the most recent final trailer. They look different because the Paldean Journey one is shot during the day, towards evening I think, and this one is shot at dusk, or towards night. And they're actually different versions. This one's Scarlet version, you can tell by the collar, and this one is Violet. But the more recent trailer, and it could just be because of the lighting, but her hair looks a lot better. Here it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain, but you can tell it's different anyways. And the shirt here also is different. It's like brighter, which again could be because of the different version. Violet versus Scarlet, but in looking at the car that she's on in the background here, it looks bad for lighting in the Paul Day and Journey one, and it looks better here in the newer trailer. Although it is a different day versus night, so it could still look bad like it is in the Paul Day and Journey trailer, but I think it'll look better, because the hair definitely looks better. One final thing I wanted to show you guys was this part here. I think that the lighting here is very good. It's like in a cave, I think, dimly lit, but yet the characters don't look like clay. They all maintain their good texturing, and their skin has color. Again, usually this would be like, in the old games, it'd be like just pure one color and not look that great. With a bit of shadows, but you know. And here I want you to notice just the lighting here. So really bright, it looks good. At night, it looks good. And in kind of like evening, it looks really good. And again, bright daytime, it's not washed out or anything. Like in the other games, the characters would look like clay. Like really flat and kind of bad. But in all of these shots, it's really good. And the Eevee, like, all of the Pokemon... Okay, this looks kind of... This might also be YouTube compression, by the way. But every Pokemon has, like, actual texture on them, rather than just looking like one drab color and looking like clay. And again, the lighting at night is really good here. This is at the camp, so I'm not sure. It's kind of artificial lighting, but... yeah, looks really good. So since I focus so much on the characters, I decided to show a little bit of landscape improvements as well. So here is from 3 months ago, and here is from about a week ago, 6 days ago. This shot was not in the most recent trailer, but in the Japanese trailer here it was. It's a huge difference. Notable and incredible, I would say. Like, I don't know, maybe the water was glitching here, or maybe they thought it would be good with less water, but I think the more water is, the better. Well, I think that's about it. I don't think it's really necessary to make like a 20-minute video on minor graphics changes, but I think I've made my point. There's been improvements in all of the trailers, and this one looks the best. So I am super excited to see what the game actually looks like once it's in my hands in just 10 days. And I hope you all look forward to it as well. Oh, and the reason I made this video is because of this and this. They made an N64 tree and then received backlash for it and didn't change it, even though it said gameplay was not final. Turns out it was, but not in Scarlet and Violet. They're constantly improving it, and I don't think there's any N64 trees in our future. And if you think I'm wrong and you think the games are really ugly, then why don't you comment below and tell me why? I'm actually curious to know, because I think the games are beautiful. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. See you next time.